Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Now today we are doing the very last look at the Miami Open. It has been a great stay in Miami as always. It is a great, glorious city, and for the past couple of years, well, the venue has been moved to Hard Rock Stadium, the home stadium of the NFL team Dolphins, and it is quite some venue there in Miami. It has been a good couple of weeks in southern Florida, and well, let's take a very last look at this second Masters 1000 of the season. We'll do 3 positives and 3 negatives. So 3 good results for players and 3 not so good results for players. But let's start with negatives so that we can finish on a high note, okay? So let's start with the first negative result. We'll be talking about Sasha Zverev first. The number 13 seed Sasha Zverev has had some pretty good results in the past couple of weeks. He has made the round of 16 in Indian Wells, where he was facing Daniil Medvedev, who is in red hot form, and Sasha Zverev actually taking that match in 3 sets, or into 3 sets I should say. Eventually he lost against Medvedev, but it was a hard 3 sets battle. Really good match against Daniil Medvedev that should have given Sasha Zverev a lot of confidence. Also before that he has reached the semi-finals in Dubai, where he eventually lost against his good old friend Andrei Rublev. But those 2 results, the semi-final in Dubai and the round of 16 3-set battle against Daniil Medvedev, should have given Sasha Zverev a lot of confidence. But eventually in Miami, Sasha Zverev has fallen in the first hurdle. He lost in the second round. In the first round he got a bye, but in the second round he lost quite straightforward, love 6, 4-6 in straight sets against the Japanese player Taro Daniel. So a very disappointing loss for Sasha Zverev. He will be hoping he can rebound in Monte Carlo on the clay. Let's see how he does, but definitely a disappointing run in Miami. A disappointing result for Sasha Zverev. Lost in the second round in his first match against Taro Daniel. So the first negative, it is Sasha Zverev, not so good result in Miami. The second negative result for a player is Casper Ruud, the number 3 seed, the world number 5. Casper Ruud has been struggling as of late. Actually, he has been struggling all season long so far. Casper Ruud has not made 2 consecutive wins, 2 back-to-back wins. He hasn't been able to do that as a world number 4 so far this season. He was world number 4 before Miami started. Right now, after Miami, he's the world number 5. Of course, he lost many points because last year he was able to make it all the way to the final. This year he has lost in the third round. He has won 1 match against Ilya Ivashka in the second round quite comfortably, 6-2, 6-3, but as I have said, in the third round he wasn't able again to get 2 consecutive wins. He lost in 3 sets against Botic van de Zandschulp. So yet another very disappointing result for Casper Ruud. So fingers crossed. Casper Ruud is a good guy, he's a good player, always fun to watch. So let's hope he's playing this week in Estoril in Portugal at ATP 250. So let's hope that he can get those 2 consecutive wins. ATP 250, arguably he should have quite a more favorable draw than at those big tournaments. So let's hope that he could build up his form before Monte Carlo. So disappointing run for Casper Ruud. Last year's finalist, he was defeated by Botic van de Zandschulp already in the third round. And the third negative result, well, I was thinking quite a lot who to choose, which player to choose. Eventually I decided to go with the young American, the home guy, the seed number 32, Ben Shelton. Ben Shelton, of course, playing very well at Indian Wells. He was troubling a lot the defending champion Taylor Fritz, but in Miami, it was a disappointing loss already in the second round, his first match, because in the first round as a seed he got a bye, but in the second round he lost in 3 sets against Adrian Manarino, losing in his first match in Miami. Disappointing for Ben Shelton. He would have hoped to get some better results in Miami, but eventually he lost against Manarino in the second round. So yeah, definitely disappointing run for Ben Shelton. Right now, let's go to more bright side of things. Let's look at the 3 positives that I am taking from Miami. And let's start with Daniil Medvedev. Boy, oh boy, is he in a red form. Daniil Medvedev making 5th consecutive final. He has won 4 titles already this season in his past 5 events. He has won 4 titles, made 5 finals. Absolutely amazing form. Daniil Medvedev defeating Jannik Sinner in the final in just over hour and a half. Another great run for Daniil Medvedev. He is truly a hard court specialist, as he has shown. So definitely positive for Daniil Medvedev taking home his maiden Miami title. Actually, he has won 19 different tournaments, but he hasn't defended a single one, so he has won in 19 different cities. That's just another interesting fact about Daniil Medvedev, and definitely he's taking a lot of positives from Miami. Unfortunately for him, clay season is knocking on the door, and as we all know, Daniil Medvedev doesn't really enjoy playing on clay, does he? So let's see how he does in a week's time in Monte Carlo. Another positive for another player, and it's Jannik Sinner. What a run he has enjoyed. He has especially defeated in that epic match Carlos Alcaraz in the semi-final. Hard-fought 3-set battle over 3 hours. Great win for Jannik Sinner. He has changed some things, as he had said in the post-match interview, and he has made his revenge to Carlos Alcaraz because he was beaten by Carlos Alcaraz in Indian Wells in the semi-finals. This time they also met in the semi-finals in Miami, but this time it was the young Italian who was victorious, but unfortunately that long match took some energy from Jannik Sinner, and he wasn't able to produce his best tennis in the final, also due to some sickness. But definitely Jannik Sinner, the number 10 seed in Miami, taking a lot of positives from the South Florida into the clay season, and also he has reached the world number 9 ranking again. He has tied his career best. So once again, the young Italian, deservedly so, is in the top 10. And then the third positive, the third highlight player for me from Miami, the qualifier, Christopher Eubanks. Oh my days, what a run he has enjoyed. He has made it all the way to the quarterfinals. Definitely his best result in his career. He's 26 years old, over 2 meters in height. Yeah. Great run for Christopher Eubanks. He is for the first time, I do believe, inside the top 100. He's ranked 85 in the world, thanks to his great run in Miami, making the quarterfinals, where he eventually lost against the later winner, Daniil Medvedev. But a great run for the qualifier, for the home guy, Christopher Eubanks. But right now the question is, as Daniil Medvedev has said it even in the post-match interview, if he can keep that consistency. If he can make those deep runs in the bigger tournaments consistently, then he might be looking at the top 50, top 30, top 20, who knows. But the question is really that consistency. One result doesn't get you inside the top 20, right? Unless it is a Grand Slam, obviously, but you have to make those results consistently. So a good run for Chris Eubanks, but he needs to keep those results coming if he wants to get even higher in the rankings, and if indeed he wants to keep his spot in the top 100. So these are my 3 negatives and 3 positives taking out from Miami from the second Masters 1000 of the season. Again, the negatives: Sasha Zverev, Casper Ruud, disappointing run, and Ben Shelton. Also positives, on the other hand, it's Daniil Medvedev with yet another brilliant run on the hard courts. Jannik Sinner defeating Carlos Alcaraz, getting his revenge, making it all the way to the final, and Christopher Eubanks with his brilliant run, getting it all the way to the quarterfinals. So it has been a great 2 weeks in Miami. This is just a wrap from me. 3 positives, 3 negatives, and again, as the sun has set on the second Masters 1000 of the season, it's always a great stay in Miami. The tennis players have once again treated us to some beautiful tennis, and we will be back again in a year's time, back in 2024. But right now, it's time for clay season. It's time for Monte Carlo in a week's time. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already. I do appreciate all of your support, guys, and I will be seeing you in a new videos pretty soon. Thank you guys again, and see you soon. Bye, and have a good one. Bye, guys.